and one can't help but have a sense of God's presence.
There's no lengthy sermon at this service. No one here wants to waste any of the surf the Lord has given them. Particularly not Fathers Mundor and Munoz, both experts at quickly morphing from priests to dudes. The ocean off Huntington Beach may not officially be holy water, but to a couple of saintly surfers, it's close enough.
We're baptized in water, and so I can't help but think of that every time I go in the water. It's like being baptized.
And who better than a priest to understand that what the Lord giveth, he can also taketh away. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
This is CBS News up to the minute.
Accurate, dependable. CBS 4 weather. You can count on it.
Deep freeze. Temperatures dip as the winter weather turns deadly. New clues in the Denver plane crash. It was shake and rattle during the takeoff roll. And diplomacy in black and white. China dispatches a pair of fuzzy ambassadors to Taiwan. This is the CBS Morning News for Tuesday, December 23rd, 2008.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle Geelan. We begin with the big chill that's making things miserable for millions of holiday travelers and last-minute shoppers. Much of the country is still in the deep freeze, though up slightly from yesterday's bitter cold. In Seattle, thousands of air travelers are still stranded by the lingering effects of the weekend snowstorm, and tens of thousands remain without power from the Midwest to the Northeast. More now from Tara Merchner in Washington. Hi, Tara. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle. Well, winter certainly came in fast and furious. It's been inconvenient, treacherous, and in some cases deadly. Baby, it's cold outside all over the country.
Freezing cold.
A lot colder than we're used to.
Those who live in the Pacific Northwest are certainly not used to the weather they're getting. Portland, Oregon recorded 13 inches of snow, the highest total since 1980. The conditions have prevented hundreds of flights from getting off the ground, stranding holiday travelers.
When I got to the front of the line, they basically said that they were closing down and sending everybody home, and that they were really sorry, but there might not be anything they could do for 2 days.
It looks like there's going to be delays out of almost every airport.
Across the country, in the other Portland, Mainers dug out for more than a foot of snow. The town of Eustis got a staggering 41 inches. The winter weather is not just an inconvenience, it has also taken lives. More than 10 people have died in snow and ice storms, many of them in car accidents. Tens of thousands are still without power, others have no heat.
It's ice cold.
And more winter weather is on the way. Snow, sleet, and freezing rain will fall in the Midwest Tuesday. Forecasters are also predicting a white Christmas for several regions of the country. And in some cases, airline travelers are now being urged to find another way home for the holidays as they sort through the mess. Michelle, back to you.
What a mess. Well, I'm sure those travelers really want to know, where is the storm front heading next?
Well, the next front is going to be from the Midwest on eastward, and they're going to get sleet and freezing rain and a little bit of snow. So certainly they're going to have a lot of problems trying to get home for the holidays. Michelle?
I'm sure. All right, Tara Merchner in Washington. Tara, thanks. On the CBS News Money Watch, stocks in Hong Kong took a dive this morning despite an interest rate cut in China. Claire Lake is in New York with the details. Hi, Claire. Good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Michelle. Chinese shares in Shanghai and Hong Kong plunged overnight. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index fell nearly 3%. Shanghai stocks lost more than 4%. Investors ignored an interest rate cut Monday by the People's Bank of China. Analysts say there was also profit-taking before the end of the year. Japanese markets were closed for a public holiday. Now on Wall Street, grim news that Toyota will post its first operating loss in 70 years, and weak results from drugstore giant Walgreens sent stocks lower yesterday. The Dow starts the day down nearly 60 points. The Nasdaq begins off about 32 points. Now, with just 2 days to go until Christmas, 2,000 General Motors workers are out of work. The struggling automaker is closing the doors on its Moraine, Ohio plant, which made big gas guzzlers like the GMC Envoy and the Chevy Trailblazer. Its Janesville, Wisconsin plant will stop making SUVs like the GMC Yukon and the Chevy Tahoe and Suburban. Now, the plant will stay open until June with just 50 workers making trucks. Michelle?
Claire, we're expecting some economic reports due out this morning. They're not looking so good, not going to bring any holiday cheer. What's up with them? What's going on?
No, they certainly aren't. It's going to be like lumps of coal. New home sales are expected to tumble to their lowest level in nearly 18 years. Existing home sales are forecast to drop more moderately thanks to brisk foreclosure sales this past fall. And there's also optimism that we've hit bottom in home resales thanks to the recent drop in mortgage rates. And the Commerce Department will also report its final reading on third quarter growth, which is expected to be unrevised, showing the economy shrank 0.5% in July, August, and September. Michelle?
All right, Claire Leka in New York. Claire, thanks. Federal investigators have now inspected the carcass of the Continental Airlines jet that crashed over the weekend in Denver, and flight recordings reveal a rattling sound as the plane rolled for takeoff. Rick Salinger of our Denver station KCNC has the latest.
The possible clues as to what happened are everywhere. The answers may be harder to find. The left engine detached from the 737's wing, the wheels from the collapsed landing and nose gears, the 2,500-foot-long skid marks leading from the runway to a 40-foot deep ravine over bumpy terrain, a taxiway, and an airport road. The cockpit voice and flight data recorders were recovered in good shape.
It's going to help our investigators piece together the puzzle. The bumping and rattling, if in fact it is not a normal sound, they will see if they can corroborate that with something else that may have happened. For example, the airplane departing the center line or something like that.
The NTSB is also going to be interviewing passengers. The Trejos family of Pueblo West, Colorado, says they heard a gate announcement about a mechanical problem before the flight left.
We are trying to fix the rear turbine. And I looked at my husband and I said, trying? I said, that's a poor choice of words.
But a Continental spokesperson said it cannot corroborate that statement with any of its records. Investigators went into the cabin of the plane to examine the damage and burns that this family and others managed to escape.
I saw 2 or 3 people jump over the seats to get in front of other people.
Gabriel Trejos wears a medal of St. Christopher, the patron saint of travelers. This family made it out alive. Now they want to know why did this happen.
No problems have been found with the plane's tires, brakes, or engines. But exactly what caused Flight 1404 to veer off the runway and into a ravine remains unknown. Rick Salinger for CBS News, Denver.
2 members of the International Space Station crew wrapped up a 6-hour walk outside this morning. The 2, an American and a Russian, performed some maintenance and scientific tasks, but they had to remove one science instrument they had just installed because of a technical glitch. Just ahead on the morning news, a former Sopranos actor escapes a murder rap, plus a deadly shooting spree targeting drivers in the Dallas area. First, Harry Smith has a preview of tonight's CBS Evening News.
Times are tough. Many families these days are having trouble affording the basic necessities, most of all food. We'll go inside the growing problem of hunger in America tonight on the CBS Evening News.
This portion of the CBS Morning News sponsored by Macy's.
Time's running out. Only a few days left to shop Macy's Countdown Sale. Save 30 to 60% on great gifts, like 50% off our best sweaters for women, men, and juniors. This 2-carat diamond bracelet, regularly $400 for just $99. 50% off quality designer women's coats. 40% off every digital frame. Plus, save an extra 15% with your Savings Pass or Macy's card. Macy's Countdown Sale starts tomorrow because you know you can count on us for the perfect gift. That's the magic of Macy's.
One more time, Mommy.
Yes, Advil. I used to take different pain relievers for different pains. Is there a better way? Yes, Advil. Nothing works better or on more pains. Yes, Advil.
Robitussin knows one of the reasons we cough is to help clear away mucus. Robitussin DM Max has a double dose of the medicine that helps clear mucus while also controlling your cough. Robitussin DM Max, double the strength against mucus for a reason.
At 6:30 in the morning, I have a cigarette, and then another on my way to work. At 10 on the dot, like clockwork, I have to go out for a smoke. And then I grab another after lunch. For me, smoking is more than just a habit. It's an addiction to nicotine. You know, quitting isn't easy. And when willpower isn't enough, it's time to talk to your doctor.
If you want to quit smoking, there is something you can do. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 to get the information you need to make the most out of your conversation with your doctor. You can also sign up to receive tips on quitting and find out more about a prescription treatment option.
It's 11:35, and it's my time to quit. Hi, Katie. Come on in.
Millions of people have put cigarettes behind them. This year, so could you. Make 2009 your time. Go to mytimetoquit.com or call 1-866-575-1200 now.
Dallas area police are hunting for a gunman who shot at several vehicles, killing 2 drivers and wounding a third. It happened during the evening rush hour yesterday. One of the people killed was the driver of a tractor-trailer rig shot on a busy interstate that loops around the city. Former soprano actor Lilo Brancato has been acquitted of murdering a New York City police officer. But Brancato was convicted of attempted burglary yesterday for trying to break into an apartment for drugs. An accomplice was convicted of murdering Officer Daniel Enchautegi in 2005.
I'm disappointed. The only thing that I'm not is that he's not walking out. What message is this sending out to the New York City police officers today? It's wrong.
Brancato faces a minimum of 3 years in prison, but has already been in jail at least that long. 5 Muslim immigrants could get life in prison after their conviction for conspiring to kill U.S. soldiers at a New Jersey military base. The men were acquitted of attempted murder charges yesterday, but convicted on the conspiracy charges for planning to attack Fort Dix. They bought assault rifles and recorded videos of themselves training to shoot. They will be sentenced in April. A new round of panda diplomacy. 2 giant pandas arrived in Taiwan from China this morning. They were on a goodwill mission, signaling warmer relations. Peter Sharp of Britain's Sky News reports from Beijing.
They survived the Great China earthquake, and now they're about to embark on a mission of peace and unity. It's a busy time for these animals when it comes to panda diplomacy. The 2 giant pandas, Tuan Tuan and Yuan Yuan, together their names mean unite, are on their way from their zoo in Chengdu to Taiwan as a goodwill gift from Beijing and a sign of improving ties between the 2 countries. The 2 pandas mark a key stage in China's often fraught relations with Taiwan. They were turned down by an anti-Chinese president 2 years ago, but as relations thaw this winter, they're on their way. Earlier, China and Taiwan resumed transport links with daily flights and new shipping routes in an effort to establish a rapprochement with the island nation that China's long claimed as its own. In the past, China has given goodwill pandas to 9 countries, including Japan, North Korea, and the former Soviet Union. President Richard Nixon took one home with him after his groundbreaking trip to China in 1972. The 2 4-year-old pandas are lucky to be alive. Their sanctuary at Wulong in Sichuan province was destroyed by the earthquake last May, in which more than 80,000 people died. Pandas can only be found in the wild in China, where they're slowly emerging from the brink of extinction. The 2 bundles of fur that make up this diplomatic charm offensive will fly out of the southern city of Chengdu later today to Taipei. In their luggage, a healthy supply of steamed corn buns and fresh bamboo. And if it's a bumpy ride, Tuan Tuan and Yuan Yuan both have a supply of airsick pills on hand. Peter Sharp, Sky News in Beijing.
All right, well, straight ahead, your Tuesday morning weather. And in sports, the Bears and the Packers stress the blue in the classic black and blue division matchup.
What happens when you grant a wish? Woo! Yeah! There's still time to find out with last-minute gifts throughout the store at Sears. Hurry in for big savings with all cordless power tools on sale. Get this powerful Craftsman C3 combo kit, just $79.99. And high-tech wishes like this TomTom GPS, just $99.99. Plus, save 50 to 60% on the greatest styles in men's sweaters and coats. Time runs out Wednesday. Don't just give a gift. Grant a wish. Sears.
Attention, diabetics with Medicare.
If you're a diabetic, I have news that could change your life. USA Medical has a new and nearly pain-free way to test your blood glucose. No more painful finger pricks. This new meter allows you to test on your arm or your palm, and it's virtually pain-free. But that's not all. It talks.
Your blood glucose reading is 97.
Seeing and hearing your reading helps confirm accuracy. Best of all, USA Medical will send you one.
I made the call. USA Medical handled everything. The meter and my testing supplies showed up at the front door. Couldn't be easier.
With USA Medical, you can get all your diabetic supplies delivered to your door. They pay shipping, they work with Medicare and your doctors, and they handle the paperwork.
I don't test on my fingers anymore. I use my arm, and I can barely feel it. And I love how this meter talks to me.
Your blood glucose reading is 103.
Change the way you test. Call USA Medical.
Here's a look at the weather in some cities around the country. New York, sunny 33, Miami 75, Chicago periods of snow 15, Denver also snow 20, Los Angeles 58 degrees. And time now for a check on the national forecast. The latest satellite picture shows that it's a cloudy morning from the Gulf Coast and southern plains northward to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. The East Coast is clear. The west is clearing too after yesterday's snow. Later today, scattered areas of mostly light snow will develop over the plains and Midwest. Some sleet and freezing drizzle will fall on parts of the Ohio Valley. The west will be dry today, but another powerful storm will be moving on Christmas Eve. In sports, the Bears battled the Packers and Arctic cold as well to keep their playoff hopes alive. Matt Forte drove Chicago into a 17-all tie late in the fourth quarter at Soldier Field. Green Bay had a shot to win it, but Mason Crosby's 38-yard field goal try was blocked. Robbie Gould made his in overtime, and the Bears beat the Packers 20-17. In the NBA, there was a matchup of Chinese 7-footers in New Jersey. The Nets' Yi Jianlian faced fellow Olympian Yao Ming of the Rockets. Yao won the contest, scoring 24 points and gathering 16 rebounds. The Rockets beat the Nets 114-91. In Memphis, Kobe Bryant keyed a late Lakers rally against the Grizzlies. Bryant scored 36 points, sealing the win with a steal and a slam as LA broke a 2-game losing streak, 105-96. And in Orlando, Jameer Nelson scored 22 points on 9 for 9 shooting from the field. The Magic made Golden State's defense disappear in a 113-81 rout. When we return, another look at this morning's top story, and later, where have all the shoppers gone?
This is shaping up to be the worst holiday season for stores since at least 1969, the first year holiday sales were measured.
My mother used to say, always keep your heart open. It's the only way to give and receive love. That's the inspiration behind my Open Hearts collection at Kay Jewelers. I worked with Kay because as the #1 jewelry store in America, they've brought more hearts together than, well, just about anyone. My wish is that my open heart design becomes a universal symbol of hope and love. Because if your heart is open, love will always find its way in.
Of all our beauty treatments, there's only one daily beauty essential. Metamucil capsules. They're packed with psyllium fiber to help lower cholesterol. Try Metamucil capsules.
Nasty cold, clipped her wings.
She's got the turnaround in the morning. Oh, we have NyQuil.
Vicks NyQuil.
I'll be tip-top tomorrow.
Multi-symptom relief. So you wake up feeling...
Good morning.
Vicks. You're taken care of.
Love you. Bye, Dawson. Bye-bye, Mom.
Hey, haven't seen you lately. How have you been?
Well, things got crazy there for a minute. I tried my best, but it was really hard. Dawson's teacher, Miss Jones, she took time and talked to me about getting help, and now we're doing pretty good.
Isn't she great? She helped me when I was having trouble potty training my son, and I don't know what I would have done without her.
Take the time to get involved for our children, for our future.
It's here, the Doctor's Anti-Aging Edition.
Can we unlock the fountain of youth?
Absolutely. Add 20 years to your life and look 20 years younger.
You're only as young as your oldest part.
From the 10 things in your kitchen that can reverse aging.
Rub it on your face.
To turning the clock back on your aging organs.
Your insides sometimes are older than your outside.
On the Doctors.
Today at 3 on 4. Brought to you by these sponsors.
On the CBS Morning News, here's a look at today's weather. Scattered areas of light snow will develop across the plains and Midwest. Some sleet and freezing drizzle will fall on parts of the Ohio Valley. The west will be dry, at least for a day. Here's another look at this morning's top story. Early winter storms have left some parts of the country up to their eyeballs in snowdrifts, and there could be more on the way. For holiday travelers, it's the nightmare before Christmas. Some have been stranded at airports for days now. And all over the nation's midsections, it's bundle up if you must go outdoors, but better yet, just stay home and keep warm. Cold weather took a bite out of holiday shopping over the weekend, but even with deep discounts and extended hours, retailers may still not find the shoppers that saved Christmas. Kelly Wallace reports.
Holly jolly Christmas. Desperate retailers mean it's a buyer's market this Christmas. At Best Buy, more customers are getting better deals simply by proving they've seen lower prices at another store.
They'll just say, hey, listen, how much do you have this product for? Okay, they have it cheaper. Can you price match it? And again, we price match it on the spot.
More shoppers are doing their homework, but there are fewer of them. About 6 million fewer people shopped at the malls the crucial last weekend before Christmas versus the same time last year.
A consumer who doesn't want to spend, and retailers who ordered too much goods for holiday selling season that really isn't there.
This is shaping up to be the worst holiday season for stores since at least 1969, the first year holiday sales were measured. Give me a perspective of how much you cut back this year.
Probably 50% from last year.
And nothing's charged, everything's paid.
Right, yeah, everything's cash.
Hoping to gain an edge with cautious consumers, stores are extending their hours, with some Macy's open 24 hours between now and Christmas Eve, and some JCPenney's keeping their doors open till midnight. And across the country, the deep discounts usually offered after Christmas are available now. In York, South Carolina, owner Ronnie Bales cut prices by 20%.
I've owned the store 36 years, and it's the first time I've ever had a Christmas sale.
Rite Aid is slashing prices on holiday decorations by a whopping 75%.
Once you're giving away the merchandise at such steep discounts, there's not much more they can do.
But those pre-Christmas dramatic discounts can't overcome the biggest problem for retailers this season: consumers who don't have the means and aren't in the mood to spend. Kelly Wallace, CBS News, Paramus, New Jersey.
And some crooks in Chicago are spending the holidays behind bars after a Christmas sting operation. Listen to this. The Cook County Sheriff mailed phony letters to fugitives offering them a Christmas reward, the chance to earn $500 to take a survey about holiday shopping. Well, when the wanted men showed up, they were arrested.
We tried to tap into people's Christmas spirit and then threw a big dose of the Grinch on top of it.
Well, the sheriff says it saved taxpayer money because the criminals were tricked into coming in and deputies didn't have to go out and catch them. I'm Michelle Gielan, and this is the CBS Morning News.
Clear blue skies, the breeze on my skin, the notion of being so small. Take pleasure in the little things. Estee Lauder, pleasures.
Give her something sheer and shimmering. Estee Lauder Pleasures Eau de Parfum Spray, Body Lotion, Bath and Shower Gel, and Parfum Atomizer. Just $79.50. Now at Macy's.
Some cold decongestants chose to change their formula. Claritin D chose not to change.
So I take Claritin D for my cold because nothing clears nasal congestion stronger, faster, or longer. Pumps away!
For cold congestion, ask for Claritin D at the pharmacy counter.
And live Claritin Clear.
Only one store has all the toys your kids want. The most Legos, the hottest video games, plus our best deals to finish off your list. Toys R Us, where kids are a big deal.
Why buy half a mattress? Two sides are always better than one. Celebrate with the American Spirit from Englander. Made in America, exclusively at Bedding Barn. Take it home with you or same-day delivery available. Buy at a Bedding Barn near you.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
The people of this city know who to call to fight their hunger. They call Papa John's. For our big movie meal deal, featuring 2 large one-topping pizzas, a big value, just $10 each when you buy both. And make it a pizza and movie night. Get a $3 off coupon for this year's biggest hit, The Dark Knight on DVD, when you try Papa John's big movie meal deal. 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $10 each when you buy both.
Bedding Barn has the largest selection of the world-famous Tempur-Pedic at the guaranteed lowest discount prices. You gotta feel it to believe it. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
In Florida, Davie, Tamarack, Deerfield Beach, Boynton Beach, and West Palm Beach.
Military contractor KBR has won more than $28 billion in U.S. government deals, more than $5 billion this year alone. But KBR has been tainted by scandal. Its latest may have cost American lives. Armin Katayan reports.
In April 2003, James Gentry of the Indiana National Guard arrived in southern Iraq to take command of more than 600 other guardsmen. Their job, protect KBR contractors working at a local water plant.
We didn't question what we were doing. We just knew we had to provide a security service for the KBR.
Today, Gentry is dying from a rare form of lung cancer. The result, he believes, of months of inhaling hexavalent chromium, an orange dust, part of a toxic chemical found all over the plant. At least one other Indiana guardsman has already died from lung cancer, and others are said to be suffering from tumors and rashes consistent with exposure to the deadly toxin.
I'm a non-smoker. I believe that I received this cancer from the plant in Iraq, southern oil fields in Iraq.
Now CBS News has obtained information that indicates KBR knew about the danger months before the soldiers were ever informed. These depositions from KBR employees detailed concerns about the toxin in one part of the plant as early as May of 2003. And these minutes from a later KBR meeting state that 60% of the people now exhibit symptoms of exposure, including bloody noses and rashes. But Gentry says it wasn't until the last day of August 2003, after 4 long months at the facility, that he was told the plant was contaminated.
We would have never been there if we would have known.
A new internal Army investigation obtained exclusively by CBS News says the Army's medical response was prompt and effective. But even after a briefing, Indiana Senator Evan Bayh says that KBR has a lot to answer for.
I think the burden of proof at this point is on the company to come forward and very forthrightly explain what happened, why we should trust them, and why the health and well-being of our soldiers should continue to be in their hands.
In a statement, the company told CBS News, "We deny the assertion that KBR harmed troops and was responsible for an unsafe condition." The company says it notified the Army as soon as it identified the toxin. Still, some Indiana guardsmen say they only just learned of the risk.
Well, I didn't know I was exposed to a deadly carcinogen until 5 years later.
This is far from the first time the multi-billion-dollar contractor has been accused of questionable conduct in Iraq. KBR has been convicted of taking kickbacks, and it's alleged the company provided contaminated water to troops and sent workers to Iraq against their will. The company denies all charges.
And it's going to cost American lives, I'm afraid. I love my men so much.
But Gentry says there's not much he can do but urge each and every one of his men to get tested for the cancer he fears is taking his life. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Washington.
That's the CBS Morning News for this Tuesday. I'm Michelle Gielan. Have a great day.
CBS News is very good news.
Coming up, exclusive interviews with this year's Kennedy Center honorees.
As a band, we found our purpose.
And all of a sudden, this is it. Coming up, only on The Early Show.
Food stamps, once a sign of poverty, now a sign of the times. And who's using them today will surprise you. Tonight on the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Happy holidays from all of us in CBS.
From all of us
to all of you, happy holidays from CBS 4.
Good morning, South Florida. I'm Jim Barry.
And I'm Cynthia Demas. Here's what's making news this morning. We are following a deadly shooting in Miami. One person is dead, another in custody.
I'm Lisette Gonzalez in the Storm Center. A breezy, cool start for your Tuesday. What's it looking like for Christmas Eve and Christmas? I've got your complete forecast straight ahead.
It looks like there's going to be delays out of almost every airport.
Yeah, the holiday travel season is heating up, even though most of the nation is buried in the big chill.
And we're talking this morning about a fraudulent fortune teller. A South Florida woman is accused of draining the bank accounts of people who really trusted her.
CBS 4 News This Morning starts right now.
From Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, this is South Florida's CBS 4 News.
Time now is 5 a.m. on Tuesday, December 23rd. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jim Barry, and I'm told that Santa is on his way soon.
Yeah, he starts in Finland, apparently.
Okay.
That's where he starts, and packs up the toys there.
Takes him a couple of days to get down here, I guess.
Yes,
okay.
And then he has to, shed a few layers as well, because it is much warmer here than the rest of the country. Let's talk to Lisette Gonzalez about that. How's it looking? Beautiful, huh?
Oh, really beautiful, but very breezy out there right now, Cynthia and Jim. And you are right about shedding those layers. Wait until you see the temperatures we're expecting come tomorrow and Christmas Day. Right now, take a look at the winds. Anywhere from about 14 to even 17 miles per hour out of the northeast. That's going to be the big story today. We'll get downright windy later on this afternoon with even higher wind gusts. Temperatures right now very comfortable out there. 69 for Miami, 70 in Fort Lauderdale, 68 for Opa-locka. And the rest of the day today, get ready for a warm-up. Temperatures will be warming up to the upper 70s, warm, windy with a chance of some fast-moving showers, so just keep that in mind. This evening, a breezy shower still possible, 71 degrees. We'll talk about the rest of your short work week, because come tomorrow, many of you will have Thursday off. Let you know what the weather's looking like for the holidays and into the weekend. In my complete forecast in just a few minutes, but right now you want to know what's going on out there on the roads and the highways, and we've got Mr. Mike Paxton once again helping us out. Good morning, Mike.
And good morning to you, Lisette. As you mentioned, very windy out there, so keep both hands on that steering wheel, especially if you're on a causeway or an expressway overpass. Now, already we have a couple of problems. This is I-95 southbound at Cypress Creek Road, and you can see the flashing lights there. We have an accident there right before Cypress Creek Road, but not much of a delay in the area. Again, that's southbound to the left side of your screen. Also on 95, look at a pretty smooth ride here just south of the airport around Griffin Road heading towards Miami-Dade County. A very smooth ride on 95 in Miami-Dade County between the Golden Glades and downtown. But in West Broward, we have an accident, possible injuries southbound I-75 before Royal Palm Boulevard. Mike Paxton, CBS 4 News Traffic Control.